I got a job. I was very excited. I signed the offer, and then a few months into the job, the founder just casually said, I love underdogs. They work so hard. They give their best, but you get to pay them so small because they don't even know the value of what they bring to the table. And he just said it casually. And then it clicked in my head. Could it be that I am also one of the underdogs? And then I started to really think and look at every other person in the organization. Why was it that people who were in the same level as I was, why were they being paid 3 times, 4 times higher than me? Why was it that even people who were supposed to be like subordinates, juniors, the people who I led, some of them were being paid slightly higher than I was? And then it clicked. I positioned myself as an underdog, and it was obvious that I did not know what I deserved. Just that realization changed my life and changed my positioning. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you who an underdog is, the advantages and the disadvantages of being an underdog, or people seeing you as an underdog, and how I 5 times my income by changing my mindset. But first, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for the love and the support so far. If you're just coming across my video or my channel for the first time, my name is Deyi-Daniel, and I'm building a community of 100 million people who are crazy about growth. On this channel, I film about personal, career, and business growth. You should be a part of this community. So subscribe already. Let's get into it. Who is an underdog? Being an underdog usually means that you are someone who is starting from a place of disadvantage. You are not coming from a place of abundance. Maybe you are not from a very rich background. You are just starting a new career. You are in the beginning phase of your life. You've not really gained expertise, or you are entering into a path that you have not explored before. You are just dealing or negotiating or starting from a place of disadvantage compared to other people. It could be that you have limited resources, you have fewer connections, or you don't have that much visibility yet. And honestly, the perception of being an underdog can work in your favor sometimes. Now, this is like the advantages, because normally people like to see struggling to hero stories. That means, oh, somebody that was struggling, that things were not really working out for them, and suddenly they become this big person tomorrow. Everybody loves that kind of storyline. And when they see an underdog, they naturally want to root for the underdog. So let me explain it like that. Let's say that a pro boxer and a beginner boxer are in the boxing ring and they are battling it out. There's tendency that people that are there naturally want to root for the beginner boxer because they want to see it happen. They want to see someone that is very small defeat someone that is very big. David and Goliath kind of story. Everybody likes the David. She gets. So that's what being people perceiving you as an underdog can do for you. You feel like, oh, this person is small, so let's give this person the support, let's give this person the encouragement. Who knows, they can become big tomorrow. But the question is, do people really want you to become big? So because people love a comeback story, how this person went from small to big, they'll show you empathy, they'll show you love, and this can honestly be the fuel to your momentum. I want you to picture that pro boxer and beginner boxer in the ring. Even though the beginner boxer is tired of fighting and everybody's shouting, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go. Because of that level of encouragement and massive support, there's tendency that I'll be more motivated to continue fighting. But while that is nice, while that is very cute, underdogs can be greatly taken advantage of because most times they come off as desperately in need of opportunities. And when you are desperate, you actually lack negotiating power. I think I heard somebody say it that if you are ever negotiating and you don't have a choice, like somebody presents a deal to you and in your mind, you know that you don't have a choice, like you are broke, you are hungry, you have to take this deal. It is not negotiation. It is dominating because it's not like you had a choice. And so most times underdogs don't even get to negotiate. They just take what is given to them. So because of that, in business or even in personal growth, underdogs tend to face unfair deals. Now, because companies and like other individuals know that this person is going to do anything to prove themselves, they are poor, they are broke, they don't really have a lot of experience, or they don't have visibility, because sometimes underdogs have great experience. But imposter syndrome of when you are coming from a place that is not really solid, when you don't have visibility, when you are not the celebrity, imposter syndrome makes you position yourself like somebody who has not even had enough experience. You don't see all the experience that you have gathered as enough. So you present yourself as somebody who doesn't know anything. And because they see that you are eager to prove yourself, they'll offer you anything. They'll offer you lower pay. They'll offer you unfair deals. Now you may feel like, oh, everybody knows that I'm an underdog, I'm struggling. Business is ruthless. And people will not say that, oh, because this person is struggling, let me just give them a huge amount of money for this service that they're offering. If people see an opportunity to pay less for something that is valued greatly, they would take it. They're not going to have mercy on you and feel like, oh, this is what this person deserves. Underdogs also have tendency to be greatly overlooked. I mean, your contributions, you may never get recognition for it. People may never tell you that you've done a good job. Why? Because they don't want to ever make you see yourself bigger than you actually are. Let me explain it like this. Let's say you've done a really good job at work and you are an underdog. People see you as an underdog, someone who doesn't even believe that she deserves to be there. There's tendency that they don't tell you that you're doing a good job, so that you don't start seeing yourself as someone who is deserving of more, as someone who is deserving of more money. as someone who is deserving of more opportunities. So most times you're actually doing an awesome job, but they will never tell you so that they can always keep you small. So there's tendency that your efforts will be overlooked or underplayed or even attributed or given to somebody else that has greater influence and power. And honestly, it can be very painful. And that's why I'm saying that while it's nice to have support from people who are telling you that don't worry, you're going to make it in life, don't worry, somebody cheated you, but don't worry, you'll be fine, don't worry, everything will work out, you should not stay in that phase forever. I want you to see the underdog phase like a trampoline, something that you can bounce on to launch you forward. You cannot just find it as a phase where you're going to relax because yesterday you were cheated, everybody said sorry. Today you were cheated, everybody says sorry. Tomorrow you'll still be cheated because you have not done anything to move yourself away from that phase. So while it is good for you to want to prove people wrong, you have taken this job, you are desperate to show how good you are going to need to leave that phase, that hustling mentality where you are going to be hustling to be seen forever. You are going to have to leave it and come into who you are without anybody telling you. You know, sometimes we want people to come and tell us that, oh, you are doing an awesome job, oh, you are doing well, oh, you are contributing greatly. But business is ruthless, like I said before, and these people may never do it. So you're going to have to leave that place where you are hustling to show and actually take position. Because that underdog mindset that you have, that feeling of, I wasn't even making this much, I'm so grateful to be here, is going to hold you back because you may never really attain your full potential if you are not willing to accept what you deserve. You know, sometimes people know that we are deserving of something. As long as we ourselves, we don't know that we are deserving of that thing. Let me use this as an example. People know that, okay, the level of work that you are doing, you are deserving of 5 million naira a month. But because you don't know that you're deserving of that money, they will continue to give you what you think you deserve, what you continue to ask for. You are going to continue to be grateful because that is what you think you deserve. But the moment you come into an understanding and you accept it in your mind that you are deserving of 5 million, you start to ask for it and you start to get it. So again, there's a difference between when you are hustling, when you are just settling for anything, taking everything that everybody throws at you, and when you are actually taking position and basking in your expertise, understanding the value that you bring to the table and negotiating for it. See, it was the moment that I realized that I was positioned as an underdog and I decided to take accountability for myself and start to position myself rightly. That was when things changed for me. That was when I could ask for some specific amounts of money and get it without anybody making me feel like I'm asking for too much. I stopped undervaluing myself. I stopped chasing and I started showing up like somebody that deserved to be there. And that shift was what took my monthly income from barely enough to 5 times what I was making. This is how I did it. I started pricing like I meant it. I mean, even when I'm taking full-time roles, I did not just take whatever I feel like, oh, this is what I deserve for this job. Because I know that I am not coming from a place of like abundance, crazy abundance. So what I did was whenever I had opportunities, let's say a job role, a job opportunity, or even maybe I am offering a service to a client, I don't just make a decision based on the amount that comes to my head because it may be far lower than the market potential. So I did my research. What were people like me who were offering this level of value? What were they charging for the value that they were offering? Now, a lot of underdogs charge less because they are scared of chasing clients away. For me, I raised my rates and I stopped apologizing for them. And the funny thing is that clients did not flinch because they know that you're worth it. I remembered one time that there was this client, an international client, chatted me up that they wanted me to work on their marketing. And they asked me my price. I had a price that just came to my mind, but then I just multiplied it by 3 without thinking too much because I don't have you as a client anyway, so what do I have to lose? I multiplied that pricing by 3 and the client just said yes. It was not even a form of negotiation. That means even when I multiplied by 3, it was still a comfortable place for the client. So stop feeling like you have to over justify your pricing. You have to make people feel like, oh, this pricing I'm giving to you, I will sweat for it, I would work for it, I would roll on the floor, move the heavens and the earth to show you that I'm deserving of this price. No. You are deserving of the price because of your skills and your expertise, the years that you have given to train yourself to be able to give the kind of value that you currently give. Another thing that I did was that I stopped begging for work. You see all those your pitches that are carrying, please hire me, I can work hard, I would work under pressure, I would work when the sun is shining and when the rain is falling. It makes it very obvious that you're desperate and people will offer you anything. They will offer you anything to just have their way, even when they know that you're giving them great value. So stop sending all those, please, I am a pitch, please, I'm begging you, I'm hungry, I'm broke, and change it to, this is how I can solve your problem. People pay good money to problem solvers who can explain how they will solve their problem. That confidence is going to change how people perceive you, how they see you, and it's going to change the way they negotiate with you and the amount that they are willing to pay for your services. Another thing that I did is that I let go of scarcity mindset. You see that mindset that you have, that you have to take every job opportunity that comes your way. You have to serve anyone that comes your way, even if they downplay your work, even if they price your work. Some of you, they will even insult you, speak to you rudely, and you will still collect whatever money they give you. One thing that I did that changed things for me was that I stopped saying yes to every small job that comes my way, because of the fear that nothing else is going to come. You know, that fear that if I don't take this job now, what is the tendency that another client is going to come in the next few days? What if I remain hungry? What if I remain broke? Instead of doing that, I just focused on better opportunities, because anyway, you need to have a lot of time on your hand to be able to give to the opportunities that are going to pay you what you deserve. And because I was able to focus, okay, these are the kind of jobs I'm not going to take, and these are the kind of jobs I'll take. These are the kind of clients I want to work with, and these are the kind of clients that I don't want to work with. Because I was able to focus and streamline the opportunities that were coming my way, and not just jumping on every opportunity that came, I was able to increase the quality of my work and even demand more money. One thing that I want you to know is that you can operate from a place of abundance. Your clients are out there. People that can pay you well are out there. You just have to position yourself rightly and look for them. Don't accept rubbish. It's called settling for less. Don't just accept rubbish because you're hungry. It is discipline for you to determine that this is not your client, and you don't have to serve everybody. Another thing that I did was that I owned my results, and a lot of underdogs struggle with it because, okay, you feel like you're coming from a place of disadvantage, or you're not really familiar with blowing your own on. I know that we have been taught to be humble. I know that we have been taught not to blow our own on, to be quiet, to be modest. But you see, if you're going to shift from being an underdog to being a key player, you have to understand showbiz. That means apart from the work that you do and the value that you do, you have to use your own mouth to proclaim your good works. Stop hiding, because you need visibility. A lot of people that they are giving this plenty money to, they are people who seem to not be afraid to share their results. They are not afraid to call money. They are not afraid to put their results in numbers and mention it. They are not shy, neither are they being unnecessarily humble. Share your wins, share your impact. Let people see the value that you bring to the table. Share how you've contributed. Don't keep quiet and hope that one day people are going to recognize my work. No, they're not going to recognize it. Because if they have an opportunity, if you continue to give them a ground, they will never pay you what you deserve. Nobody really cares about you. So you need to start paying attention to yourself, to the things that you do, to the impact that you bring, and make noise about it. See, in that job that I was telling you about in the beginning, there was this guy that they brought into work. He had so much track record on LinkedIn, so many nice things, so many pictures of him attending industry events, and they brought him in for like 4 times my pay. He was supposed to work on the same level that I am. If I tell you that that guy came into the organization and did not do anything until he was laid off, he got paid for second, third month, and I started to think that this person is not doing anything, but is getting paid. What sold him was his visibility online. He looked like the value he could not give. And that's why I like to explain that there's something called perceived value and real value. So your real value is what you bring to the table, the actual work that you do, the hard work that you do. But your perceived value is how people see you. So if people see you as somebody who cannot bring a lot to the table, they're not going to pay you, even if you bring a lot to the table eventually. But if you come off as somebody who has a lot of value to give, they are going to pay you first before they even realize that, oh, this person is a scam. And that's why a lot of scammers seem to make more than we who have legit value to give. So please don't shy away from visibility. You need it. To round up, while being an underdog is very sweet for the story, oh, she rose from nothing to something, you are never going to actually rise if you don't move away from that underdog mentality. Use your underdog face as a motivation. People have stepped on you. People have cheated you. Use it as a motivation to move from being an underdog to being a key player. Because the moment you start seeing yourself as deserving, as a key player, as somebody who has a seat at the table, other people will start to see you the same way. I hope you have gained 1 or 2 things from this video. If you have, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.